this is kind of a little bit concerning, but it's something we very much have to talk about here, guys. Let's talk about this thing called dual purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. China loves this idea of dual purpose technology. Yep. In other words, it's technology that is actually meant for a purpose, but they can pretend it's for something else.
Spy balloon.
Yeah, the spy balloon is a great example, but not that long ago we talked about those green lasers, the LiDAR, shining down from a Chinese satellite into Hawaii.
Yeah.
Now, the satellite's supposed to be for monitoring pollution levels, which, I guess if you really want that, it's fine.
Sure.
But of course, if it's supposed to be monitoring pollution levels, why is it firing green LiDAR lasers into the waters and the areas around Hawaii? Well, probably looking for submarines, getting the topography, mapping things out, trying to map out the bases and stuff there. And that's the dual purpose nature of these things. Is what they can do is they can say it's for something, but use it for something else. Yeah. And this is another great example, is by, again, circumventing sanctions by sending, these rifles, assault rifles and so on, and body armor and things through Turkey and the United Arab Emirates, and labeling them as hunting rifles, but they're actually assault rifles. In fact, it's an M16. It's like an AR-15 clone is what they ended up sending. That's not a hunting rifle, although here in America, you'll get lots of people trying to pretend that that's like, my full-on assault rifle is just a hunting rifle.
I turned deer into soup.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I mean, it's just ridiculous because you shouldn't be supplying weapons to Russia during a conflict like this. And pretending it's hunting rifles. And body armor is definitely for military use as well. So
you tell me, when we go hunting deer, you don't put on body armor? That deer will F you up.
Yeah, exactly. And fire back is spit out some of those high caliber rounds.
Yeah, dude. Deer with guns. We're in America, after all.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for guns and responsible ownership and use of them. I'm 100% for that. But, I'm not for lying about the purpose for something. Russians don't need hunting assault rifles. If anything, they can make their own. It's a little thing called an AK-47. Kind of comes from Russia, But when you're in conflict like this and you need extra weapons because you're running out, that's when you buy them.
Just to catch everyone up, this is a massive deal because China promised that they weren't going to supply Russia with weapons, that they didn't, that they honor Ukraine's sovereign territory, and they will not get involved in this conflict. And they've been supplying Russia this entire time. This is just another little receipt to show the rest of the world what China's actual ambitions are.
Yeah.
And guess what? Xi Jinping's going to meet Putin again.
Yeah.
It's laid bare, guys. And I don't know why everyone's thinking like China's got some, very, quixotic, like crazy ethereal goals that they've been crafting up for hundreds of years with their multilateral diplomacy with different countries. They've knee-jerked in the wrong direction.
Yes.
And they picked Russia. That's where we're at. I don't know why this is so complicated for people to understand. This is not some weird, intricate thing. China picked Russia. It is now China and Russia versus the rest of the world. That's where we're at.
We've seen them help Russia and break sanctions and help circumvent sanctions, I could say, from the beginning of this conflict.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter what you believe in Ukraine. If you believe Ukraine's a bad Nazi harboring, something or other, or if you think that they're in the right, or if you think Russia's in... That's got nothing to do with anything. It's about China being deceitful. Okay, and they have been deceitful from the very beginning. We can see earlier with the segment we did with the pension issue, when there's something that China doesn't want you to see, they rub it out and they delete it off the internet and they find ways to hide it.
Yep.
And this is what they do with this. Oh, how can we hide it? We want to send weapons to Russia. And by the way, if you read the article of this, it's companies that are linked to the Chinese government, and the companies that are linked to the Russian government are both the sellers and the recipients. So it's not like, some private hunter in Russia. He
likes to melt bears.
Yeah, exactly, with M16s or whatever.
Body armor.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. But what they do is instead of just sending it directly, because that could be tracked or somebody could find out, they find proxies and they'll send it through Turkey or United Arab Emirates, and they'll write on it instead of high-powered assault rifles, hunting rifles, in case it gets inspected. And, it goes through all these channels, and that's how they circumvent it. It's just deception, smoke and mirrors,
I don't know why.
That from the beginning.
Again, I don't know why anyone's still questioning the whole motive of China here. Xi Jinping loves Russia and vice versa. That they need each other at this point.
Correct.
They've created a new axis in a way.
And remember the whole Meng Wanzhou thing?
Yeah.
Where she got, arrested in Canada? When she got released, she signed the papers to say she was guilty
Yeah.
of what she did.
Yeah.
And that was she circumvented the sanctions
Yep.
to Iran by
Yep.
selling, equipment and chips and things, American stuff. And she lied to the banks about what she was doing. She was circumventing the sanctions. Again, you tell China, hey, this is illegal. You can't do this if you want to be part of the international world order. Hey, listen, this is the way we do things. We cannot sell things to North Korea, for instance, like that they can use against us in war. And so China's like, okay, I agree. Let's sign off. Now we're part of the international order. Then they're like, okay, let's just sell to North Korea.
We literally were on the border.
Don't let anyone see.
Don't let anyone see it. We were on the border when they had those sanctions enacted, and they went out there and said, yes, we're abiding by them 100%. Everyone's like, okay, cool. China's abiding by North Korea's sanctions, so we can actually do some damage to the regime there.
Yeah.
We went to the North Korean border, and we saw thousands of trucks that were parked on either side during
ready
the
to
day,
go at night. Yeah.
closed off the bridge,
Yeah.
and then at night, guess what? Fire up the diesel trucks. Trade resumes.
Not only that, they're not supposed to be hiring North Koreans in China because then the money gets back into North Korea.
Yep.
We met North Koreans working in China.
Yep.
Okay.
It's all full of shit.
And North Korean minders from North Korea there in China to watch the North Korean employees. It's all just a farce. It's terrible because you're dealing with a compulsive liar. You're dealing with a deceiver here, the Chinese government.
The great deceiver.
Yeah, they are. So anyway,
Isn't that the devil or something? Isn't that the name?
I think maybe.
Anyway, Chinese government's real bad. TLDR.
Yeah, that's pretty much the be-all and the end-all of that, right?
People's Daily, as you guys know, is one of China's biggest propaganda outlets, right?
Yeah.
I always like to give an update on what People's Daily looks like. This is not the translated one. This is the English one.
Yeah, they put out an English one and a Chinese one.
This is for you to see.
Yeah.
Just always like to check my daily headlines here. What is the banner there saying?
Xi Jinping, I will fully commit to the people and never fail them.
That's a permanent banner, by the way.
I like how he says, I will fully commit.
Yes.
That means he hasn't.
He hasn't yet.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah. Maybe one day when I retire,
Yes. Well, I may die.
Yeah, exactly.
But when it happens, I will be there for you.
Yeah.
I just love that. Like, we are getting to very Kim levels of bullshit.
Oh, absolutely.
It's Cult of Personality. You know that sick song, Cult of Personality? Who's that
Sure.
by?
I don't know.
Cult of Personality. You know,
Yeah, I know the song.
Yeah. Living Color.
That's it.
Great tune. We're achieving those levels now.
Yeah.
Did not have this under the last regime under Hu Jintao. I barely saw him. I think I saw him 3 times on the news.
Yeah, he was never he wasn't in the public eye.
No, because it doesn't matter.
Nope.
This is where we're at. When China's drank its own Kool-Aid to the point, or drank its own green beer, red beer, to the point of they're believing that this is what you want to see and what you will believe in.
Yep.
Number 2, I wanted to highlight another thing on the front page.
Yep.
What do we got here?
Xi's Russia trip to advance friendship, cooperation, peace.
That's in a little bit, but I wanted you to look at the picture there. What is that?
China's AI industry embraces new opportunities for development.
You know what I wanted to throw out there? If anyone with eagle eyes can find out what bullshit that AI car is, we could do another expose. Because remember when we ripped apart their entire AI agriculture industry? We literally ripped it to shreds to the point where we, with the help of subscribers, tracked down the 3D models that
they used and stole
to put on a fake hydrogen power. They tried to convince you that they have a hydrogen powered tractor that runs on 5G AI.
Yes.
And plants and you don't need traditional farmers anymore.
But it was just rubbish.
Yeah, it's bullshit, fake stuff. I feel like we're in the same boat with this one.
What I see there is like a petroleum factory or something like that, some other factory, and a car that looks like it probably goes from A to B and delivers stuff or does like menial tasks. You know that kind of crap, automated factories with robots moving around, has been around since what, the late 60s, early 70s? Where this is nothing new.
No.
What's AI about having a vehicle that goes from point A to point B, that you can program it to go there and do something and come back?
I don't want to keep harping on about this, but it's very important that people understand when they say this big AI push, China's leading the world. You see Western outlets talking about this. China's leading the world in AI.
Yeah.
They are attributing AI, we're finding out very quickly, they're attributing AI to toys.
Yeah.
To freaking gadgets that you buy on wish.com.
Yeah.
All of this stuff gets encompassed in what they think is AI, and it's not AI.
No, AI stands for artificial intelligence. That is not artificial intelligence. A remote-controlled vehicle or
Yeah.
a dumb robot that goes from point A to B and you program it like Logo and it's got sensors so it doesn't bump into things is not artificial intelligence.
They're saying that there's billions of dollars going into AI agriculture industry. And you know what that is? They're saying security cameras pointed at the crops so that the farmers can look on their phone or on their computer to see their crops through a camera. That's AI.
It's not. It's just normal information technology stuff.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with
Maybe
AI.
IT.
Yeah, it's just rubbish. They're making this name so it sounds fancy and good.
Yeah, that's
know?
like the frickin' green technology industry in China.
Yeah.
You know, you say you're putting all this money into green tech, and you build like 7,000 solar panels in the middle of a forest that are not hooked up to anything, and all of a sudden you're leading the world in green tech.
I know, right?
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, they just go on about the usual stuff, complaining about Japan and that
always
kind
like
of
to give
thing.
people an update of the front page of the news.